I don't necessarily want Schmetzer next season either. I think we need a change.
Seattle Sounders 0, LAFC 1. Lucas, what was your thoughts on tonight's match?
I think we definitely looked better than we have recently playing against them. It's a shame with the penalty, but I think ultimately we weren't able to break them down. We saw so many just lobbed through balls straight into the middle of the pitch.
It didn't seem like we had a game plan almost. It was just like chuck the ball, see what Morris can do, and
I felt like there was some semblance of a game plan where we're going to take it to them so much of the time, especially these last few years. It feels like there isn't a directness when we play against LAFC, and that's usually how they get us. They get us with a super direct play, and we just never really push. We sort of play around, get like 70% possession, and then never really
do you think that's down to like tactics, personnel? How do we have those shortcomings?
I think a bit of both. I think, and I'm not going to be like the armchair quarterback, you know. I won't tell him what tactics to do, but you could see at the end of the game, Pedro de la Vega, the one central and sort of run that we really did.
Direct player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he looked great. It was a shame that he drew the penalty, but like, what are we going to do? You know, it was shot at him. He was turning. It's unlucky.
I mean, at this point, we've now been knocked out by LAFC in 2 cup competitions. I mean, what are your hopes now for the remainder of the season?
If we can just continue performing in the league, I think lands, ultimately, the West Coast is surprisingly tight. If we can land in, ideally, a third-place finish, but, 4th or 5th, get some momentum going into the playoffs, hopefully may punch up a bit. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your hopes and goals for the Sounders going into next season? Because there's a lot of people talking about what's been going on, no signings during the offseason. There's a little bit of frustration. What are you hoping for as a fan to see from this team going forward?
A little bit of frustration? I mean...
We're putting it a little nicely, yes.
Putting it nicely, I get it. I think we have some decent signs of life. I think I don't want to get overblown. We've been looking pretty good these last 3 months.
There's good building blocks.
Exactly.
The team's not completely off the rails as maybe we thought in the beginning.
I feel like we get a bit hyperbolic. It was not good at the beginning of the year, but we went 10 games, looked pretty solid. And I think if we can keep building from that. Let's try and compete. Let's try and end up 3rd or 4th. We saw Galaxy, who've looked awful these last few years.
The difference of making a couple of good signings. Yeah.
Exactly. And having a good strategy. I'll be very outwardly critical of Weibel. I don't think it's a hot take to say that we don't think the sporting side has been very well managed. But yeah, that's perfect evidence. They made a few bold signings, really propelled them up the table. I think the Sounders are capable of it.
All right, Ben, what was your thoughts on tonight's match?
I'm frustrated, but I'm also not, because I was coming into this thinking we were just going to get destroyed.
You thought it was going to be another 3-0-er.
Yeah, especially when I saw the lineup. It's just the exact same.
Did that not surprise you a little bit? No changes? Well, I mean, I guess we changed goalkeepers, but that wasn't the position I was hoping we'd make changes in.
Yeah, but we looked pretty attacking, and we stayed pretty defensive, and it was better than I thought it would be. Yeah. So, and some of the referees' calls were a bit questionable. So,
what do you think were the shortcomings? Why do you think in the end we weren't able to make the difference, get over the hump, beat LAFC? Yeah, we played better. I mean, but at the end of the day, we still lost. And I mean, we need to win these games if we want to win trophies. And LAFC keeps always being our Achilles heel.
I think Pedro should have come on earlier. We just need
making subs sooner.
Yeah, we need more subs, more guys that can just get at it and punish teams like this. And yeah.
What are your hopes for the remainder of the season? I mean, we've been knocked out of now 2 cup competitions against LAFC. What do you want to see from the team, at least to finish off this season?
I just want to play decent in the playoffs and then just get tons of transfers in, sell some guys, and just have a rebuild.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want Schmetzer next season either. I think we need a change.
A fresh start. You want to see a whole revamp of this team. Why do you in what positions are key ones that you think, okay, we need to revamp, we need to make changes? Why do you think Schmetzer, his era's done?
I want to see a change. I want to go back. I used to watch, or I remember very clearly that 2022 Champions League and all of our success. So I want to go back to that. And I think our wingers position are good. I think we have good options for the future there. It'd be nice to get a camera striker. I trust Rusnak and Morris most of the time, but it would just be nice to get like
Just kind of like
like
what
a-
LAFC
like a-
have with
yeah,
Bouanga,
yeah.
Bogush, those guys that
Yeah.
are serial killers in the big
yeah,
games.
yeah, exactly. I want to sign a guy like that.